So in 2 minutes or less, I'm going to give you guys the golden structures for how you're going to put together your production music for library so you can get TV placements, okay? It's going to be challenging for me. Let's see if I can do this all in 2 minutes. Here comes our countdown. Once we get to 0, we'll get started. So there are various building blocks in production music. You could have a verse, a chorus, a build-up, a bridge. These are all different parts that could come in different ways, almost like Lego blocks built together, depending on the genre that you produce and what you're doing. It doesn't necessarily matter how they come, but the important thing is that most of your music needs to feel like the track is one big crescendo from the beginning to the end. So you generally start smaller, generally get bigger with your choruses, okay, at the very end of your track, right? You really want to get right into your music right when your track starts. So no long fade-ins where we don't really know what vibe or emotion we're in. You want to really set the tone immediately. If it's dark and tense, start with something that gives us this feeling of dark and tense, all right? About every 4 to 8 bars, you want to build or evolve your track. So you're not just looping a 1-bar phrase over and over again. That's boring. That's not really interesting. So you need to add either a new instrument, a new melody, some new percussion, add drums, add bass, but keep the track evolving and building as it moves on. Your choruses in general need to be bigger than your verses, okay? So one way you can do that is by stereo spreading out your choruses a bit more, adding new instruments that go out left and right, having new percussion, maybe introducing your bass for the first time or vocals that we haven't heard, but your choruses need to feel generally bigger than your verses. When you go to your second verse or your second whatever, build a bridge, it needs to be different than the first one. So new melody, new drum pattern, I don't care what you do, but do not copy and paste your verses back and forth. They need to be unique. If you do a build-up in your track, obviously these are optional. They obviously need to go from something smaller to something bigger. So a drum lead or a drum fill or whatever you want to do there. A false ending is a really cool touch where you don't go right into the chorus after the build-up, but you pause for a moment and then build us into that chorus. A really cool way. And obviously your second chorus or third chorus needs to be bigger than the first one. You can see the pattern now. So save some cool stuff for that last chorus. Make sure that like you have some choirs or some vocals or some things that we didn't hear before. Throw them in there. And of course, for the end of your track, there needs to be a definite button hit ending, okay? No long fade outs. Whew, I made it just then. I'm gonna give you one last pro tip too. So when you are, this doesn't fall within the 2 minutes, but whatever. So at the very end of your track, rather than just waiting to the end of the chorus to hit that hit, craft a little bit of an interesting breakdown of the end of your chorus. Okay, so an example could be if you have this melody, it's just like dun 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 bum, and that's the end of your track. Okay, there's a hit definite ending, it's there, but it's not as interesting as if you did something like bum 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 bum, right? So you add just a little half bar, 1 bar, something kind of interesting that allows your track to have an anthemic or a jingle or just an iconic ending. Not only is it going to help your sting version of the track where you create a really small version of the track, but it's really going to stand out as something a little extra licensable and extra professional, especially when somebody wants to use your track for a promo or something like that, okay? So anyways, guys, that is my 2-minute video on the golden structure of your tracks in production music licensing. I hope you found this valuable, and if you did, share it with a friend, share it with a producer buddy, share it with somebody that you think could really benefit from this information. I really appreciate it.